Hey guys, it's your girl Tubbi of the Nerdy Bird site, rocking with the antidote.com.
And this is Stevie B with Chop Docs Free Roam. Chop Docs Free Roam.
We are here to bring you another live exclusive interview with my boy Stevie. He's going to catch you up on everything he's been working on production-wise, some of the artists he's had the opportunity to work with, and what you guys can be anticipating coming into the close of this year into 2019.
Word.
Now, let's start with, you are here from Baton Rouge.
Right.
So where are you from, and like how was growing up in the music scene being from the South?
I mean, growing up in the music scene in the South was, it was a real interesting experience. When I think about all the artists that came from out of Louisiana, Atlanta, just all these different places,
Right.
even as far back as 90s bass music, in Florida, just how you moving. That's the kind of feel that inspired, hip hop music in general, like
Right.
the movement and the
The sway,
feel.
feel
You
good.
gotta feel it, yeah. So, it influenced me with those sounds and everything like that, but it's not just about the rap sound too. It's about everything,
Right.
I was with the whole, while everybody else was out there before EDM and everything out there, I used to listen to techno occasionally, all that different
Gotcha.
kind of feel to get the kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I guess it's the
Diversity in sounds.
Yeah, it's a diversity because while we have a certain sound, it's a whole nother sound out there that
Right.
we haven't even
Tapped
tapped onto
into.
yet. And that's what I guess I'm trying to do. My whole thing is sound exploration. I like to go in the certain places, I guess, that other producers would.
Gotcha. So you like to kind of really tack on the different genres of music and bring them into your production.
That's exactly right, because I feel like if we don't, it will be one-track minded.
Right.
I don't want to just be the artist known for making that particular type of thing. I want to be able to branch out and really, what I'm saying, while Timbaland is known for hip-hop music, he also makes pop. He
Right.
also makes, all this other great music, it's too
No
many
limit.
to name, yeah.
You're kind of in that point where you don't want your production to be limited anyway.
Right, because I don't just want to keep it in one particular area because my mind is always expansive.
Nice, very nice. Now, culturally speaking, I love the fact that diversity is a really big deal for you.
Right.
If you had to say that there were any artists or producers growing up that influenced you, who would they be and why?
Oh, man. Let's see. I would definitely say Pharrell.
Nice.
Pharrell has great diversity. I would say Pete Rock. Man, solid producer. Pete Rock and CL Smooth, man. They were so dope, like, for real. I would say Kanye, definitely, like Graduation, Later Registration, like that era of music. I was still in, school back then,
Right.
so hearing that and being like, damn,
A whole different perspective.
a whole different,
Change the game.
Yeah, it really makes you, I guess, it really makes you see that you're not alone in this music thing. Like a lot of people, even though he's not talking about exactly what I'm doing,
Right.
I can apply that to my life in some kind of way.
Or relate to it
And
too.
that, yeah, and that's music in general. Music is the story that is glued together with the beat or rhythm.
Right.
It's a story.
Now, music being a part of your life for a long time, you were in the band, right?
Right. I was in the band.
Come on, let's get into that. How was band life? Like, everybody wants to know. Like,
Well,
percussion?
I play. When I was in the band, I played the trombone. Shout out to the
Nice.
T-Bones. Yeah. Let's see. But what originally started me with music was piano. See, so
Very
I played
nice.
piano when I was 5, and my teacher's name was Donald Groh. Shout out to Donald Groh.
Big shout out, Mr. Grubb.
And man, he was an amazing jazz musician. I started with lessons over at Ziegler Music, and it was at first it was like real tedious. But then I entered my first competition at 6, and when I entered my first competition, it was like, okay, I see what it's about now, and I see that I got my first prize from music was $100 check, and I was like, you can make money off of this?
It's up.
So I'm like, after you make the money, I'm like, okay, well, okay, I'll just keep it going. Maybe I'll win a bigger prize next time,
Right.
and a bigger prize. And you know, and when I was 11, I think the highest that I got on the piano thing was like maybe like $400, $500, but
Very nice.
still, it was just like
At 11, that's a big
at
deal.
11, that's, you know, you
You're
work all
rich.
summer for that.
Look, you're rich.
You work all summer cutting grass, and you barely get a fourth of that. So
Right.
you like, man, one night, and I made that. Oh yeah, let me keep doing that. So after I branched off and did my music thing with the trombone, and that's what I mainly played in the band, and I enjoyed. I picked up other instruments along the way
Nice.
as well. But my next venture is guitar, and what I took with everything that I learned, I wanted to incorporate that, I guess, with the production side of that, like actually being in the studio. And what blew my mind with that was at Southern, when I went to Southern for a little while, and
Jag Nation.
Yeah, Jag Nation. I went to Southern for a little while, and linked up with my homeboys or whatever back then, and it was my first real experience with like electronic devices of
Right.
music and stuff like that, and that's what really was like, oh, this is the next level. This is how they do it, yeah. And I remember I bought an inbox from Guitar Center too. I bought an inbox, $300 I think it was back then, back in 2008 or something like that. And what happened? I didn't know how to work it. YouTube wasn't really fun. YouTube wasn't really big like that, and or maybe it was, and I just wasn't on
Thinking
YouTube
about it, right.
like that. Yeah. And I took it back, and I was like, okay, well, I'll mess with it later. But then Studio One came out, and yo, shout out Personas, man. Personas all day, man. Look, Studio One came out, and it was so user friendly. That was the next step. That was what I needed.
And from there, like the doors just flew open, and you've been kind of playing with
And
it
I've
since?
been messing with it. You know, I had Pro Tools for a little while,
Gotcha.
and you know, it was good, but Studio One was just, you know, for a person like me, you can just go in, bam, boom. It's self-explanatory. If you know the terms of music, it's perfect all for you.
Nice. Now, do you think being so musically inclined and having a hand in so many different instruments that played a part in making that transition easier for you?
Right, I do. Yes, I do feel that.
Gotcha.
Being able to, I guess, hear the melody in your head and what instrument, like I can hear the vocal tone of something and be like, oh, that instrument would do that
Nice.
for that voice. Or I'd be like, oh, well, I hear this certain tone in a song, maybe this melody will go with this tone to lay over this bass line.
Nice.
You know, you got to be thinking about so many things and so many areas of the music that you're in as a producer, as opposed to, oh man, I just want to make it sound like that.
Gotcha.
You know, because then you're just replicating, you're not creating. You
Very
feel me?
much so. Very much so. Now, speaking of creating, when we think about the type of production or the type of producer, if you could put yourself in an entity or describe yourself, how would you? Like, look, my friend is like, hey, what's up with Stevie? Like, I'm looking for this type of beat. How do you describe yourself?
I would say I'm very, it's like an ambient sound. Like I really like to vibe out to the music as opposed to just creating a sound and just being content with it.
Right.
No, I want to augment it. Look, it's probably Rue at the top. That's right now.
He's getting calls right
Yeah,
now.
for real. Yo, Rue, I'm gonna hit you up later, bro. Shout out to Started with the Rue. That's the other half of Chop Docs right there.
Very nice.
Let's see. And I got sidetracked from the question.
No, you're
Shit.
fine. You're fine. The type of music that you make, the sound as a producer.
The sound as a producer, I would say, would be ambient because I don't know. I really like every time I make music, it puts me in a sort of trance or a state of mind of just relaxation, and then from there, I can take it to, you know, whatever genre of music I really want to, because
Right.
I can take, let's say I'll take a song that's in the pop genre, and I want to make it rap like. Well, it's not that hard because, okay, I heard the song already. Now it's time for me to implement what I had in my mind.
Right.
if your mind can't, like, it goes back to your mind has to be in the right place in order for you to be creative. Because if not, then you won't reach your maximum state and your potential with your sound.
I like that. I like that a lot. Now, as a producer, do you think it's easier for you to start clean when you're making a beat, or is it easier for you to do sample work? And do you do sample work?
I definitely do sample work. Like, I can sample pretty much anything. It's not really, like I said, I have a song with a chicken cluck, like a chicken cluck, people. And it's like a Baton Rouge sounding song, and it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all up to you to figure out what you can and can't do.
Right.
You can literally do anything on this program, but it's up to you to be able to know where you want to take that, and then if you're gonna settle for just that, then go to the next.
Gotcha.
You know, don't settle for just the regular sound. Go to the next, and go to where your mind is like, oh, I'm gonna be real risky with this one little hat.
I'm gonna
right
get on the
here.
edge
This
right
one
here.
little sound might make that one little part pop. You
Right.
know? And that's what it's about.
That's really cool. I think a lot of producers, like you said earlier, they kind of get stuck on having a specific type of sound.
Right.
Or being known for a certain type of music.
Right.
Like, when I make a beat, it's for this type of music.
Right.
The fact that you are so versatile, it has an ability to let a lot of artists reach out to you.
Right.
So with that being said, artists in and out of Baton Rouge, how many artists are you working with right now?
Mainly just the people in my camp, but I got, you know what I'm saying, I got a couple people that I've linked with and
Gotcha.
I've dwelled with. Yo, shout out to Black Light, shout out to Black Balloon, you know, shout out to my girl Nana, man. Like, shout out to her. She's beast moding over there. Let's see, shout out my boy Hackett. Let's see, so many people that I've just worked with over the course of learning.
Right.
And that's the thing, we were learning together.
That's the beauty of it.
Even if, you know what I'm saying, some of the people, whenever I first met them, it was like, yo, let's do this together. Let's like, I learned this part, you learn this part, and then we'll flip that around. and now it's like, oh, okay, we've mastered, I guess, or trying to master, or been in the plane of going mastering what the sound is that we're looking, because I'm looking for a certain sound.
Right.
And until I find that certain sound, I'm gonna keep creating as much as I can in order to get that.
Very nice, very nice. Shout out to all the artists that are reaching out, that are making the transition to building and growing possible. Collaboration is so important in music. A lot of people look at it like you have to make it for yourself, but when you're able to collaborate with great producers, with great musicians, with great artists, it makes this journey a little bit easier for all of us. Now, if you had to, and I'm putting you on the spot here, if you had to pick a favorite project that you've been featured on, or that you were able to do the production on, it could be something that's still in the works now. If you had one, what would it be?
Let's see. If I had one. One that I got in the works right now. See, you got me torn, man, because it's like, see, okay, shout out to my boy Gage, Young Gage, right there.
Shout out to that's Brody.
Right there.
That's Brody.
That's bro. Shout out to Gage. I'm producing Sensei with Young Gage. There's this new album coming out, and yeah, it's some heat coming, y'all.
I'm still waiting on my feature Gage.
Yo, but it's Sensei with that, and you know, I gotta say Chop Docs, man. Chop Docs got a track coming out together, and that's me rapping, that's me producing,
nice.
you know. So I do that as well, you know. I sing, rap, do it all. I tap dance. Don't matter, but you know, that's the two main
ones right now.
Yeah, I got to go with
I
those
can't wait to hear Sensei. Like, my boy's been working on it for a while now.
He's been working on
I know it's gonna be like real legit, from the sounds to the storytelling to the double entendre to everything that he has embedded within that work. I'm excited for it. Now let's talk Chop Docs for a second.
Yeah,
like, that's the brand.
That's it right there. Free Roam Productions. And we have Chop Docs under Free Roam. Got you.
So far as Chop Docs is concerned, how did that kind of come into play? How did you guys come into fruition?
Oh man, it started off with my boy. Started with the Roo. we just been linking since maybe about I want to say 2011,
Nice.
12. And every time that we get on the track together, we notice that it's like, oh man, it's a certain type of vibe that feeling that we because we're both very creative and then we're both, you know, I'm more tech. I guess I'm more like
Tech savvy.
yeah, with
Technical
it.
aspect.
And he's the one that'll be like, oh, I can tighten this. I can make this bloop bloop bloop. He tells. It's so many times that he's told me something that has maximized whatever I was trying to do, and then vice versa. Because I started off. I gave him a copy of Studio One for his birthday.
Okay.
So
that's love.
Yeah, that's love right there. That was love. I gave him a copy of that, and I was like, "Yo, man, this is real dope. We can do this at your stuff," because he had a studio equipment and everything already. So to me, that's like, "Yo, man, I just need to upgrade you with this, man." And then he turned around and upgraded me with the new one the next time. So we just kept going back and forth like that, upgrading each other like that, and then with the sound. It came with the time that it took for us to find each other out.
Right.
You know, because music, you got to find yourself. Like, that's key. You got to find yourself. If you want to be a good producer, you got to find yourself in that song. What part can you put in that song?
Right. When people hear it, they'll be able to go, that's Stevie.
They'll be like, oh, yeah, I know Stevie made that because I heard this part right
like,
there.
That was
yeah,
his signature. He put that there.
Like, when you hear an 808 Mafia song, like, you'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, they did that. Or you might hear an Eardrummer song. You'll be like, oh, yeah, Eardrummers did. You know what I'm saying? All that together. Or you'll hear, let's see, Dr. Dre. You might know a Dr. Dre beat. You might know... just buku artists beats. You hear Ye beat. You can be like, yeah, Ye scratched the surface of this a little bit.
Somehow,
you know?
some way. he tapped that.
Yeah, you know, just like wonderful production, man. That's all it is. It's all about your production, and then your artist is gonna come in and lace that. That's what.
Major shout out to you guys, because it's hard to find good collaborators, people that push you to get better, that move you to do better. Right. And I always say that that's really, really important to have somebody backing you that you can back, so that you guys can kind of get where you're going in that building process. Exactly, because it's been many times, man. Like, because I have anxiety, like real bad anxiety, like, and it's been many times that Rue has been the one that's been like, yo, man, like, just the other day, like, he hit me up just out of nowhere and was like, yo, bruh, man, you a legend in the making, man. And I'm like, what? Like, just out the blue. I didn't talk to him for maybe like a week and a half because I'm in school and everything while I'm doing music as well. And it's just like, okay, balancing the two. And then it's funny because his name is Balance the Homie as far as like, that's the funny part. His name is Balance the Homie. He lives up to his name. He lives up to it and he brings balance. And it's just like, man, okay, well, a lot of the times, you know, even though he struggles with it, sometimes he gets me out of the rut and it's back and forth. That's the vibe you want with somebody. Of course. Especially when you're talking about business. Right. Having a business relationship is one thing, but when you have a personal relationship and you can trust that person and you can, you know, look to them for encouragement and advice and vice versa, it becomes a family-oriented deal. Right. And that's kind of what lacks in a lot of essences now, where you don't have that family feel, so you do got to watch your back and you got to watch what you say and you got to count your money and you got to make sure, you know. But see, it ain't even like, see, and that's the beautiful thing. It ain't even, we don't even have to worry about none of that. It's just like, it is family. Right. You know, shout out to Chris, man. Shout out to my boy Chris, man. Family. Shout out to Malcolm, family. You know what I'm saying? Like, blood couldn't make us thicker, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up. Major shout out to you guys. Keep working hard. Keep pushing the industry forward for the people in the South, because we are out here working and we don't get enough credit for it. Now, you are an artist as well as a producer. Right. So are there any projects that you personally are working to get out coming into 2019, or is that an exclusive? Well, I mean, yeah, I got some stuff that I'm formulating right now. As far as the title goes, it's up in the air right now. I got a couple
things that I'm thinking about. My latest one was Project Indigo that I worked on recently, and I dropped that last year. So
Nice.
that was pretty exclusive.
Now, where can the viewers go and check out Project Indigo?
You can check it on Reverb Nation. You can check it on SoundCloud. What is it? Stevie B, the number 2 DOPE is my SoundCloud as well. So peep that out.
Yeah, go check that. Go check that. You can't catch on to the new wave if you didn't see what was popping with the last wave.
You didn't, man.
So I'm gonna make sure I go click onto it too, so I'm able to kind of let our viewers know the style of music. Yeah. Now I know that it's not going to be titled as of now. You're still working on the title for the new project.
Right.
Do you have any features or any other production that we could be looking for on it?
Let's see. Rue is going to be started with the Rue. He's going to sit there and do that. My boy Balance, he got me on that. I'm gonna definitely have to get Gage on the track. Definitely have to do that. Probably, like I said, all the people that I named before is just going to be mainly, I guess, in-house. Yeah, because it's like that's who I chill with.
Gotcha.
And I'm real. Like I'm real. Picky. When people say to yourself, like I'm like the shelter guy. I'm just in here. They be like, oh, Steve's in the house. He's chilling. Oh, or he's in the studio. We're looking for Steve. Like that's really how it goes. They're looking
under
for
your
me.
Cover at that point.
Yeah, and then it's like reveal veil. You're like, yes,
I am here.
Yes, I am
for a
here.
short time to do this, and then I'll disappear again.
Like he'd be like, man, you just like I do that all the time. But I guess that's partially anxiety and partial like sometimes you got to take a rest from your ear in order to hear the new sound and hear the new thing, because if you're just doing this, you can't hear.
Everything turns into the same thing.
If it's me, this is my music, then you're not hearing anything else that's going on, because I guess it's just you're so focused on your one thing that you're not expanding your mind. You're just stagnant at that one point. And I think I got to a point where I was like that one time, and then I learned like, oh, if I take a break, then I'll be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll be able to hear. It'll rejuvenate my thought process. It'll make my I don't know, it just make the whole process smooth.
A little bit easier and more refreshing too. When you take a break and you come back into something that you love, it's like starting all over again.
Right.
So I definitely understand that. Now, for our viewers, we will talk a little bit about anxiety. You've said that a couple of times.
Yeah, I do.
And I think a lot of people kind of dismiss anxiety like it's really not a big deal. But when you have so much going on and you live in the world that we live in, and there's always so much stuff happening around us that does directly affect us on a racial, ethnic, even financial type of deal. How does anxiety prevent you from or how do you kind of overcome those moments when it's a hindrance when it comes to your music?
Man, I guess, I don't know, I just I try and escape myself, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really think about, whenever I'm making music, my process, I just put on YouTube videos and just get, movies or just something, just watching. And just start expanding your mind from there. Like maybe I'll go from, just to make an example, Attack on Titan, that's something that I watch. Man, shout out Attack on Titan. Yeah, Attack on Titan, yeah.
The producers like thumbs up on it.
Attack on Titan, and I'll put that on and watch that. And I might hear something out of that and then turn around and put on just, I don't know, any other movie and start put that in the background on mute.
Gotcha.
Just visual, because it's all, your mind is audio visual. It's not about just what you hear. It's about what you see too, because that plays a big factor in everything, the whole process. Most people be like, oh man, I got that hit song, but do they have a video for it? And if you don't have a video for it, then you'll get about this much, and until you have a visual, then you expand to China or wherever you want to go. You know what I'm saying? It don't really matter.
Because you tap into both. Some people can't remember something if there's no visual to kind of tack onto it. Or they hear a song and it's like, I've heard that before, but when you put that video with the audio, it's like, that's old guy, that's the guy with the red hat and the pink pants. And I think the first person I really remember doing that would be Beyonce. Like I remember Beyonce had that it's like
out of nowhere, just kind of thing. And then it just took off and everybody was on it. And that was the first time I really was like, man, if you got a video for every song, you have a video album, just like, not even announced. That was the thing. It was just like, boop.
Here it is.
Here it is. It's just like, yeah, take it. Give me all your money. I have this product that you want. You didn't even know you wanted it, but I'm giving it to you. and that's the beauty of it, because when you see the video for all the songs that you heard unexpectedly, it's like, wow, okay, all right, get it, yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It makes you want to get up and dance because now you're trying to do what she did. You got all these guys out here.
You got everything. You got guys, girls, kids, you got dogs sitting up in here dressed up, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever.
Giraffes.
Yeah, man, all that. But it's because we were inspired by that visual.
Right.
If we heard the song, you wouldn't have known how she was dancing on Single Ladies. It's the visual. And that's what sells as well, you know? The visual, it's an audio, it's a pair. If you know what I'm saying, if you cover your eyes and you can't see, you can't
get the vibe.
You can't get the vibe, but you know what's going on.
Right, you create your own vibe at that point. There's no inspiration for it.
It's logical as to why music videos exist.
Now, videos and audios, it's important that they do come together, because it's kind of how you leave that mark where people can remember you not only for your sound, but for however you inspired them on camera.
Right.
Now, do you have any videos that you plan on working on with the new project? Are you planning that far ahead right now?
Man, as far as with the artists that I'm working with right now, we have videos lined up, so that'll be something to look forward to.
Nice.
I have ideas that I'm working with. Shout out to Jasmine J. Fox. You know what I'm saying? She is the videographer that we're probably gonna go with, and man, her visuals and inspirations are really out of the box, and I like that. As you can see, it's very out of the box. It's very different. It's while maintaining the overall purpose of capturing, I guess, the audio visual side of it.
All right, cool. So we are going to be on the lookout for those.
Right.
As far as production and work goes, what's the best way for artists to kind of reach out to you in order to receive this out-of-the-box and unique production that you do offer?
Best way to reach me, if you're an artist, producer, whoever you are that needs beats, instrumentals, whatever it is that you need.
Or a verse.
You can't forget about the high 16s, man. Hit me up on my Instagram. It's Stevie, Stevee, Danger Wolf, and that's Danger Wolf with an E. And send me a DM, man. That's pretty much it.
Nice. Packages or like solo productions, like just a rough estimate. How much are we looking at when we're talking about packages, and how much do you normally? How many beats are normally included in the package, though?
Let's see. I mean, normally me and the artist talk numbers. The base price is $2 a beat. And if you need a package deal, just let me know what it is, and we can fluctuate.
Nice,
we can
very
make
nice.
it jigulate.
Get it up there. He said, let's talk numbers. Let's talk business. Make sure you hit him up in his DMs. Let him know who you are and what it is that you're looking for. I can't stand just Blake DMs. Don't come under my post and say, man, DM me.
DM me, yeah. Like
DM me ASAP. The time it took you to say DM me, you could have DM'd me.
Like, if you're going to sit there and do all that, then I'm going to be like, and make sure your grammar's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just send me, like, a backwards 3 and that's a E, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to be able to read legibly what you're saying.
And understand.
Legibly.
And understand. We just want to understand so we can help you. Help us.
We want to help you get your sound. That's what it is.
Very cool. So it's not hard, you guys. Link in on his social media. Follow him on Instagram. Hit up his DMs. Check out the new projects that are coming out 2019. Take the time to check out Indigo that he released on last year. He told you where you can link in, but we'll leave that below.
Yeah.
Anybody you want to shout out before we get ready to wrap up?
Shout out Free Roam. Shout out everybody. Shout out my fam. Shout out my girl. Shout out Jazz. Shout out to man. Shout out to God for giving me everything I got so far, man. There ain't no other way. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Antidote. Appreciate y'all for having me. And shout out to me for being so damn dope.
I know, right? Dopeness comes in different sizes.
This
and
what dope
is
is, man. That's the tagline. This what dope is.
Very nice. One more time, tell them where they can follow you on social media.
Yo, if you want to follow me on social media, hit me up. Stevie Danger Wolf. That's STEVEE Danger Wolf with an E.
With an E, you guys. It has been a pleasure, Stevie. We appreciate you for letting us pick your brain, sharing a little bit about you with us, with our audience. You guys stay tuned in, tagged in, like, subscribe, comment below, and make sure that you tell somebody to check him out. You check him out, and we can keep all of the good production going. It was a pleasure. We appreciate you for coming, kicking it on the couch.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's your girl Tubby of the Nerdy Bird site, rocking with the antidote.com as always, bringing you one more live exclusive. Don't sleep. See you next time.